Hey everyone, today I want to go over the different, how to pick wood out for chainsaw carving, because, yeah, there's a whole bunch of different things to look for, and people who don't know, if they just grab any type of wood, they can either end up ruining their saw, they can be in the middle of making something and it can break, or there's so many different things when looking at the wood that you get. Well, for example, one thing to look for immediately at any wood is you look at the top of it like this and you check the center. The center wood will always crack towards this center right here. So you check and you look at the direction it's gonna go. So you see it's going up this way and this way. This is where the most is. There's gonna be all these little tiny checks. You can't really, you have to dry the wood out really slowly in order to avoid these little checks. And there's other stuff you can do for this which doesn't really affect it, but what you want to look for is this here. Let's say you carve a bear or an eagle or something really intricate, and the face is right here or it's right here. What's going to happen is the wood will crack in the easiest place to crack normally. So if you put the face so in the closest spot, so if you carve back and there's only like that much wood left and the center is right there, the wood will end up splitting right through whatever you carved. A way to avoid that is to, let's say you do carve it and your face is like right here. Let's say you carve it in the face of whatever you're making is right here. When you're done, you'd want to come back here and do a relief cut in the back with your saw. So you'd cut from the center and you just cut straight down the entire log, and that would get rid of that problem. It wouldn't split up to the face. Another thing you can do is go underneath and do a direct cut through. That way the wood won't crack towards the center. Another thing to do, just go completely across and lop the log in half following that. Then whatever you carve in the side, it won't get a big crack like that. It'll just get little tiny checks like you see all through here. However, there are ways to make that minimal. What else? When looking at the wood, you want to make sure where did you get it from. This log here was a old growth cedar log, and it was buried underground. So what I had to do was I had to pressure wash this log first before I can even do anything with it, because of the dirt. Dirt will dull your chain. So you have to make sure that, and even trees that are freshly cut down, depending on where the person lived or where your trees came from, there can be a bunch of dirt and mud on the ground, and you have to clean that off. The bark can dull your chain. The types of wood as well. Like some wood is softer than others, and like cedar is a lot softer wood to work with. It's a lot easier compared to, like, let's say fir or oak or alder. Once you start getting into, you want to use soft woods for it. It's just a lot easier on your chainsaw. If you get like oak or whatever, you're gonna have to sharpen your chains more. You're gonna run through your chains a lot quicker. And yeah, so what else? There's another thing to look for, which isn't on this log, but I'll show you on another log in a second, is when a tree is growing, the wind, let's say the wind grabs it and it kind of twists it. You know, trees will kind of wave like they'll sway kind of. What can happen is it can cause these center rings here to separate from the outer ring. So when you cut, and the center can pop right out. So you see, this is a sample of a piece of wood where the tree, it was swaying at one point, well, multiple points while it was growing. So you see this part is separated, so that whole piece will pop out. And same for right up in here. So that's another thing you have to look for while carving. Because I've went through and made stuff and then just had this whole piece here pop right out. And something you can do to get an idea on how the wood is going to crack, cut a thin piece off. You see it's kind of warped now, but cut it about, let's say about that thick, about maybe in half an inch to an inch thick, and just at the very top of the log, cut the end off, and then it'll dry a lot quicker, so you'll get an idea on how it will crack. So this, the piece I got this from, cracked exactly like this, all over it.